The day two message. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Recovery Classroom. My name is Drew. I am a recovering alcoholic. I'm still sober, and I'm still enjoying each and every single day. On my monologue yesterday, I shared with you some of the events that transpired in my life that kind of led me up to July the 6th of 2021, and how God had aligned the stars in their courses. Now, I didn't believe it was God. Hell, I wasn't even aware what the hell was even going on, to be honest with you. I just knew something was going on. I just didn't know what. But it all led me to July the 6th, whenever I finally committed to getting clean and sober. And that was my first day of sobriety. I shared yesterday also about how I was experiencing the whole emotional spectrum, the anxiety, the fear, apprehension, nervousness, and how it was just crushing. I also shared about the physiological symptoms that I was experiencing on my day one of being sober, and how I was shaking. I had the tremors. I was sweating profusely. My blood pressure was through the roof. I could hear my heartbeat in my eardrums, and the pressure that was on my chest, it felt like an elephant was sitting on my chest. But I made it. I experienced those symptoms all day long. I made it to the end of my day. And as I was laying down, I remember I was in a whole flood of emotions. I remember I was excited that I just made it 24 hours sober. I couldn't have told you the last time I made it 24. I couldn't tell you the last time I was 24 hours sober at all. But yet I just done it, which was just incredible, because I just didn't think it was possible. And then I remember how tired I was and how exhausted I was. My body had been through hell that day. So of course I was going to be tired and exhausted. And I remember what my wife had mentioned to me earlier in the day. She said, listen, what you're doing is pretty serious. You can do irreparable harm to your body. Hell, it can even kill you. You probably need to go to a hospital. And I remember I said, nah, I'll be good. Probably shouldn't have done that. Probably should have went to the hospital, but I didn't. And as I laid down and I closed my eyes, my last conscious thought that I had that night was, God, if you're real, if you're up here and you're paying attention to me, just know that I tried. Just know that I tried. And I closed my eyes and I opened it back up real quick. And that's when all of a sudden this light just flooded through my room. Now, let me stop right there and kind of explain. We've all experienced that phenomenon where we have been so tired, so absolutely tired, that we lay down for just a second, we close our eyes, and it's like we blink and we're wide awake. But yeah, we just slept 8 hours, 6 hours, whatever. We were just asleep. We just don't realize we were asleep. It's just like we blink, and all of a sudden, we have lost time. That's what happened to me, but I didn't realize it. As soon as I opened my eyes back up, I saw the white light flood through my bedroom. I'm like, holy shit, what's going on? And I remember all the pressure in my chest that I'd been feeling up to that second, or so I thought, was gone. The tremors were gone. The shakes were gone. The sweating and the heart rate was gone. Everything was gone. And my first thought was, I have died. And I remember wiggling my fingers and wiggling my toes, and I could feel them. I was like, wait a minute. I sat up, and that's when it hit me what was going on. It was that phenomenon of we're just so physically tired that we close our eyes just for a second, or at least if we think it's just a second, but we end up sleeping and not even being aware. I can rationally explain what happened to me that morning. What I can't explain is what happened next. I sat up on the edge of the bed and I was looking out the window, and I remember thinking how green my grass was. And then I realized, shit, I didn't even know I had grass in that part of my yard. I remember appreciating just how bright and vibrant the colors were in the outside world. And wow, this is really beautiful. And at that moment is when I heard a voice that I didn't hear. In other words, I didn't hear it with my ears, but it's like, I heard it in my head, and maybe that's what it was. I don't know. But what I do know is this. I do know the message, that day two message that I got. And to this day, I still attribute it now to God. It was God's message to me, and it's very clear and very simple. I am removing all of your excuses. I want to see just how serious you are. This is your last chance. And immediately, whenever I heard that voice that I didn't hear, I knew exactly what was happening. He had removed the high blood pressure. He had removed the pressure in my chest. He had removed all the withdrawal symptoms. Hell, he even removed all the excuses he knew I was going to use to try to go back to drinking. Even down the road, he knew, and he removed them all. He took care of them all because he wanted to see how serious I was. Yes, he was happy, and I was happy that I made it day one, but he was telling me, you still have work to do on day two. Congratulate yourself for a successful day one, but let's focus on day two. And that's the message that we want to communicate to you. You made it through day one yesterday. Awesome. Let's focus on today. Don't worry about tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll worry about tomorrow and tomorrow. Let's focus on today. The miracle happens whenever we just take that first step and we make that first little bit of effort. Within 24 hours, my body had started changing. It started changing for the better to where I could discern colors and things like that within the world surrounding me. I could appreciate and admire the beauty that God had built around me in this world that He's allowing me to live in. That just happened within the first 24 hours. Then the miracles that He made happen, removing all of my bullshit excuses that He knew I was going to use. Man, that's why I say to everyone, you can't tell me recovery isn't real. It absolutely is real, because I'm walking, talking, living proof. And that's the message I want to share with you guys today. Celebrate what you did yesterday, but let's focus on today, and let's make it to the end of our day drawing a sober breath. With that being said, I'm out of time. Thank you guys for letting me come in and share 5 to 10 minutes of your day with you. You guys absolutely keep me sober, and I could not be any more appreciative. We'll be talking again soon, guys. Remember, you can't get drunk if you don't take that first drink.